for them to potentially steal a win off of Bittersweet. Bittersweet, of course, has been on a tear, though. They didn't get to play last week as they had a forfeit from Mirage, making them go from 9-0 to 12-0. But hey, you never know. They could potentially drop a game to High Voltage. I don't think anyone's betting on it. You know, if anyone's a betting person, probably want to bet on Bittersweet. But who knows? I'm excited to see if High Voltage can get a 1-0 or one game maybe out of 3. Oh, they did play 2 sets last week. So thank you very much. You guys are right. See, this is why we have the chat analysts. You guys are coming in clutch. They did get to play against Ink Kings and they did 3-0 them. So indeed, they happened to get to play last week, even though they didn't get to play their 2 matches that they were scheduled for. All right, so we're just getting teams ready here right now. And Salty should be here in about a couple minutes, they say. So hopefully we'll get our second commentator here. We're just waiting on, ironically, on Bittersweet to get into the lobby because High Voltage wasn't sure they were going to get all 4 people here. Now I'm a little bit concerned. Bittersweet, where are you guys at? We're getting 1, 2 in. Let's get going, guys. We want to start the hype action off. You know, you guys can listen to me talk all day, and that's fine. That's great and dandy. But I think we'd all much rather watch Splatoon 2 action, right? Because that's what we're here for. Luckily, Bittersweet just did get into the lobby, so we can get going, getting these teams set up on the correct sides. So I want to know from you guys in the chat, what is your prediction? Is High Voltage going to get swept today, or will they surprisingly take a game from the undefeated squad? What do you guys think their chances are? If I had to give a percentage, you know, I'm looking at Rainmaker Black Belly. It could be one of those matches that, you know, something random could happen, and maybe Bittersweet just make a mistake and High Voltage take the Rainmaker further than they should. So I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm going to say there is a 5% chance. It is not a high percent chance, but I would love it if High Voltage came in and shocked us. It seems like most of the chat is kind of where I'm at with the sweep from Bittersweet, but there's a lot of fan power going to High Voltage as well. So you never know. It could happen. I'm excited to see players are picking out their weapons right now. I'm interested to see what people choose for Clan Blitz. It is our first match of the day. We'll see if anyone goes for something cheeky like an ink brush, or if the teams are just going to take standard Clan Blitz team comps. I'm expecting to see, at least on Anchovy Games, some weapons, maybe with the Stingray, a little bit of range, and maybe a sniper or charger coming out today. I'm interested, maybe even Bittersweet. I've seen them pull out the leader before, and I feel like Anchovy Maps, wow, that is a mouthful to say, is a map that the leader could be a decent one for. But our weapons are chosen, our teams are ready, so let's get into game number 1, shall we? Alright, here we go. Throw out some hype emotes, whatever you have, whether it's our sub emotes or not. Just throw out some emotes in general. We'd love to see you guys cheering on these teams. In the blue, we will have indeed Bittersweet and High Voltage in the green. So far, I'm seeing some pretty standard comps out of these players. We see the very recognizable Pepe on the Kensler Splatter Shot, while we see Rose on the Dooley Squelchers, and of course we have the Tri-Slosher Bucket coming out. So not a lot of range, as we were talking about earlier. A lot of aggressive play, and already Eli is going to go down. So High Voltage taking the first kill, and we'll see what comes out after that. Hunter somehow already has a Super Clam with the Dynamo flank. I'm not sure how that happened, but he just picking up the Super Clam there. Gonna get those kills as well, and Bittersweet, unfortunately for High Voltage, is already scoring big time, as I keep turning to the wrong freaking basket for some reason. But already a huge score, and for some reason, High Voltage can't get the stop. Fetus is trying his best on this Tri-Slosher Bucket, already scored to 29, and that is a big, deep score, one that is going to be very hard for High Voltage to come back from. Fetus gonna get a kill on Spoon, and they're gonna make the stop at least now 3v2 on the map. But wowzers, Hunter, out of nowhere, seemingly getting that super claim in, and from there, Bittersweet getting point after point after point. We'll see if High Voltage can maybe throw down some kills, get those claims. There's a lot of claims out there on the map, but Spoon already picking up some great kills on this Kinsa Splattershot Pro, and more kills coming out. It doesn't seem like High Voltage can really stay alive right now. It seems like their players maybe just don't have the individual skills to go against Bittersweet, who seemingly, I don't know if they have the best teamwork, but they seemingly have the players with the highest skill levels, and they are putting on a show right now, about to KO High Voltage already if they can find 4 more clams. And there they are. Will they go back for them? No, it seems like they want more kills, and maybe are padding their KDA. I think they're a little upset that last week they didn't get to play both matches, and so they're looking for some more kills, more assists to put up on the leaderboard. And High Voltage, it's not looking so good for them right now. They're trying to do their best to stay alive, but it looks like KO is very imminent. 4v3 on the map. Lily's throwing out the paint, but just stuck in their own base. And here are the last little bit of clams for High Voltage, or sorry, for Bittersweet. Getting that first win with ease. That very big upset that we are maybe talking about. Not going to happen in game 1, as Bittersweet easily take that 100-0 win. Hunter with the most kills, and with that first big score on the Dynamo. Hunter just pulling it off with ease, making it look a little bit too easy, but who knows? High Voltage is going to have another chance here on Rainmaker, and maybe this is the map that they can do it on. Black Belly Skate Park is where we're going next. But yeah, I mean, not much to talk about from that first game. It's kind of what we expected. Bittersweet is the undefeated team. High Voltage, one of the winless teams. And seemingly that discrepancy is as big as those records show. Bittersweet could just easily kill them. It's not even so much the strategy or teamwork. It just seemed like Bittersweet individually can outmatch most players from High Voltage. They are getting kill after kill, which makes it hard for High Voltage to feel like they have the confidence moving forward, I think, in the second matchup. But you know what? If I had a path, if I had a way for High Voltage to take the win here, it's gotta be the Rainmaker, I think, down the right side. If you go left side down that small corridor, I don't think High Voltage is going to get through such a tight area with Bittersweet and how much power they have and their individual skills. So maybe High Voltage has a chance to sneak by in a wider open area. I don't know. I'm just trying to give some kind of hope for High Voltage. We'll see if they can get something done. Hopefully at least a little bit of a closer matchup. We are now ready for game 2 between Bittersweet and High Voltage. Let's jump into the action and see what happens. Alright, for game number 2, we're jumping into Rainmaker on Black Belly Skate Park. It looks like this time Bittersweet going to be in the purple. Meanwhile, High Voltage taking on the green color again. We'll see what weapons are coming out. This time we're seeing two Dually Squelchers and 2 Tri-Sloshers from High Voltage. So I don't know if that's just like a little fun switch up, if that is actually a good strategy for them, or if they're just trying to enjoy it as they are facing one of the harder teams. Maybe they're just, hey, let's have some fun. Let's see what can happen. Fetus going on a very long flank around. I don't even think he's going to be there to get anything done. Already 1 going down for High Voltage. Under some pressure, Rose is their highest player. Maybe can get some kills here, but already in a 2v4 is a tough thing to try to get done. Hunter taking the Rainmaker. This could be one of the fastest matches if High Voltage can't get to stop Hunter. Hunter throwing out those Rainmakers. They are going to get a kill. Lily, though, with the save, they're going to get 2 kills in a row. And so, actually, Bittersweet is not able to get the record. I think the fastest Rainmaker game last time was by them, and it was about a 40-second match. So not able to get that. And they are getting kills with the Rainmaker. Holy cow, it's just a slaughter right now. I want to see High Voltage at least get a chance with the Rainmaker, but it's pretty hard. Already we're seeing the Rainmaker get a chance, and Eli is going to get the dunk. Wow, I don't know. It just seems like these teams are a bit outmatched. And unfortunately, it does mean for High Voltage, they are down 2-0 already. Bittersweet taking the Rainmaker from the get-go. High Voltage did make a couple stands there at the base, but I think Bittersweet only needed about 3 pickups of the Rainmaker, and it was the dunk coming out from Eli. So GG, and it looks like Bittersweet is going to be the better team for today, but there is one more match. We have Splat Zones coming out on Skipper Pavilion. So, you know, there's always a chance. There's always a chance. I said 5% chance the High Voltage takes a win. It's probably down to a 1% now as they only have one match left to do it on. A little bit of a difficult day. I think for High Voltage, we've talked in the previous weeks that they need to continue to work as a team to improve. But it's pretty hard to showcase any learnings and any improvements when you have to go against the best rated team in the league. So we'll see if they can get anything done. Maybe I'd like to see some points. So far, they've been 100-0 in both games. That is a tough one to bounce back from when you've just been dominated like that. So we'll see if High Voltage can maybe take the zone, maybe get some little bit of momentum going, but it's not looking great. Meanwhile, Bittersweet continuing to show their dominance. If they can take this win right here, they will be 15-0, 9 matches away from an undefeated season, which would be crazy considering some of the teams that are in this league, like Mirage, Nasty Majesty, Persistence, Regular Gamers, Translucence. There's some really big teams in this league. So a 24-0 record is their storyline right now. Can they make it happen? That would be crazy if they could. Of course, they are very far away from that, but let's see if they can end this week 15-0. Teams are ready, so let's jump into game number 3 and see if they get the undefeated through week 4 status. All right, looks like we're going to have Bittersweet here in the purple. Meanwhile, High Voltage rocking the blue this time. High Voltage pulling out a different team comp. I'm even seeing a lobber coming out. We'll see if that can be something that can paint up the zone. Maybe suppress Bittersweet back and give them more of a chance. Fetus already killed. So, hey, look at this. High Voltage getting something going at least. They are not going to get the zone, but at least not yet. We'll see. We'll see. It's interesting that Bittersweet is the one that got control, even though High Voltage was the one that got the first couple picks. And Lily doing some work there, getting some kills on that blobber. And it looks like Bittersweet is going to take the lead and the zone right back. But hey, High Voltage getting something done here, at least in the first minute. That's not what we saw out of them in the first 2 games. So at least a little bit of improvement going on here. But right now, it seems like Bittersweet are now ready to take the zone, ready to take the action. But Rose instead going to take those squelchers. And look at this. High Voltage are now taking the zone. They have a chance using that blobber to push back Bittersweet. A little bit of lag going on. Don't know if that's on our end or players' end. But look at this. Only a 6-point game. They do lose the zone. They do lose a couple players. So Bittersweet going to take it back. And Hunter getting some kills going down there as well. Look at this. At least High Voltage is at least putting up a little bit of a fight here today. Arrow Spray coming out from Eli. That is an interesting choice to me. I have not seen the Arrow Spray used in competitive hardly at all. I don't know if that's just to paint up the zone or if they're memeing here a little bit. I don't know. Maybe Eli does play the Arrow Spray. It's not like it's a complete waste option here in Splat Zones, but it's just not one that you typically see. Meanwhile, Pepe on this Splattershot Jr. is again going aggressive, getting in people's faces, does go down there, and Rose again is the only High Voltage player left alive trying to get the zone. Unfortunately goes down in a 1v3 after getting some kills, but looks like from there Bittersweet is going to end this game and take the 3-0 victory. Whew. Man, there is some domination coming out from Bittersweet. Holy guacamole, this team is on fire, cannot be stopped, and they are going to end the week 3-0, and they are making it look easy as well. Hunter again on that Dynamo, rocking that well. Eli on the Arrow Spray, actually taking the top splats for this match at least. So we're making a joke out of it, but hey, he got 6 kills. He got it done for Bittersweet. So there you go. Bittersweet, good enough to even use the arrow spray. Unfortunately for high voltage fans, another 0-3 this week, but this was not the week that we were expecting them to pick up wins. This was the expected result, 3-0 for Bittersweet. They are 15-0, so it was a very tall task for high voltage to come out here today and try to pick up a win against arguably the best team in the league right now. However, for high voltage, I still have hope for them moving forward that they're going to pick up a win or two in this league. They're not going to go winless. I believe in high voltage, even though it was a tough week for them this week. Bittersweet, though, 15-0, making it look easy as well. They are going to have some harder matchups coming up in future weeks, but right now they are sitting pretty at number 1. I haven't done the statistics. I haven't done the math, but I think with 15-0, it is going to be a playoff lock, at least top 4 for Bittersweet. Even if they lose out, I think mathematically they still would lock in.